If you ever would like to add PMP certification to your name, like mine, my name is Madhu Nair, PMP, this video is for you. This is one-stop shop for everything that you want to know about PMP. In this video, we'll cover from the basics, like what is PMP, understanding the entire exam, the number of questions, the amount of time that you have, what is the breakdown of the entire set of questions that come in the exam. We will also discuss some study plans, some key resources which will really help you up your game. I have also included some finer nuances like what to do on the day of the exam and how to go about filing your PMP application. So if PMP is on your mind and a part of your career goal, this video is for you. So PMP stands for Project Management Professional and is a certification from PMI. The PMP is a globally recognized certification in the world of project management and is often called the gold standard in project management. I'm a PMP certified project manager, and you can see the glow on my face when I talk about it. It's not because the PMP is a very coveted or it's a tough to get certification. It's also because of the kind of benefits it brings along. So we'll take a quick deep dive to say what are the benefits of being a PMP certified project manager. But before I go into that, quick refresher. So PMP comes from the organization called PMI, and PMP is currently the gold standard in project management vertical. Being a PMP, I have a lot of benefits. I'm just bringing in a couple of benefits here. But first and foremost, it helps you get a push start. Maybe when you are racing around on a PlayStation, you see you have a nitro button, you press it and zoop goes your car. It's exactly the same. It's probably the turbo for your career, which is much needed, and it helps you advance in your career much faster. And that of course comes with a direct linking to high salary, high remuneration in whatever role that you are. Now this is the tangible part of it in terms of change in career, change in opportunities across your organization. The best thing it brings, it enhances your skill, it enhances your understanding, it changes your thought process forever and helps you work on great projects, some of the projects which have social impact. Some projects you'll see will be the turning point of your organization and you will be at the helm of it. So a PMP gives you a lot of benefit. I'm just bringing some to the table, and I think that's one of the reasons you, me, everybody wants to be a PMP certified project manager. To become a PMP certified project manager, I would say it's a 4-step process. Step number 1 is the application process. Now, application process is pretty straightforward. You go to pmi.org. I'm just going to walk you through this entire way of how you can go ahead and do the PMI application. All you got to do is go to PMI, create a login if you don't have one. I already have one, so I'm just logging in using mine. Then go to certification and choose Project Management Professional, which is PMP. Once you are in, simply scroll down to this area which tells you about prepare, apply and take the exams. So these are the multiple steps that I spoke about on how to go for a PMP certification. Once you click on the apply button, it will take you through a process of asking you a series of questions about your background, about your eligibility for PMP. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you again a head start. I'm attaching an Excel template in this video which you can use as a template to start putting your experience, and then all you got to do is once you are done with that Excel, that template is complete, just come back when you are ready to apply. All you got to do is just copy paste and you would be able to complete your application process. Before you apply, understand the eligibility criteria for applying for a PMP examination.
I'll keep it simple. The first eligibility criteria is a college or a university degree. The second one is you being in projects or leading projects within your organization, within past couple of organizations for a period of 36 months. And last but not the least is 35 hours of project management education and training. Now, I'm not going to go a lot into college and university degree, pretty straightforward. But the next one is 36 months of experience leading a project.
What PMI mandates is at least 36 months of project management experience. Now you must be wondering that I'm not a PMP and I'm not a project manager, so where will I get the 36 months of project experience? So understand this. See, PMI understands that when you are applying for PMP, you may not be a full-fledged project management, but you still, in whatever capacity you are working on a project or you're supporting a project, you still would have a good access and understanding of what's going on. You would have a set of actions to work upon. You would know what are the timelines, what's the scope required for those set of actions. If you don't meet those timelines, if you don't meet the scope, what are going to be the issues, what are the risks that you're living with. So it's not necessary for you to go deep dive into the project management that you did on projects. That's not the ask. The ask from PMI is to share that what all projects you have been involved and what have been your role in that project.
As I said, last but not the least, 35 hours of project management education and training. This you can get from a lot of online courses. There are many of them. I'm again adding a lot of links here. But if you are not comfortable going online and training yourself for 35 hours, there are many locally available trainers as well who can train you and give you the benefit of 35 hours of project management, which also equates to 35 PDUs. PDUs mean a professional development unit. So every hour of professional development is one PDU. So 35 hours of project management education converts to 35 PDUs. This usually comes in a way of 8 hours of training over 2 weekends. So that's Saturday, Sunday, and Saturday, Sunday. So it becomes 8 into 4, around 36 hours, and then you get eligible for applying for PMP.
Application is not that straightforward, and that's why I'm attaching a template. I'll also recommend you go to my LinkedIn page, and I have a newsletter that runs there for project managers. Subscribe for it, and you can also find a complete guide to PMP certification. So what all that we're speaking here, you will find a link for everything there. You'll also find some additional links which are very useful in your journey for being a PMP. We have covered the eligibility and how to apply. We're going to come to the third part in terms of what's the exam all about. Now, PMP exam is a grueling test of 4 hours, 230 minutes to be precise. It's just under 4 hours, and you have to answer 180 questions. So what is that? 180 questions in 230 minutes, probably a minute and few seconds for one answer. And I'm telling you, the questions are not straightforward. Sometimes you see this big paragraph and you have to read the entire paragraph before you answer. So it's not easy to answer questions in 1 minute and few seconds. And we'll come to that on how to prepare for it. But yeah, that's the exam. PMI's exams are based on PMI's ECO, which is Exam Content Outline, which can be found also in the link below. It will take you to the pmi.org ECO website. It's a PDF, last updated on Jan 2021, but continue to this link as and when a new outline comes. Usually they go ahead and change in the same link, and this link will still be valid. This was updated in Jan 2021, and that's exactly when PMI had launched their PMBOK, which is Project Management Body of Knowledge 7th edition. This was launched in 2021. And that's exactly when the last examination content outline was updated by PMI on this link. And that's what you can go ahead and find. What does ECO talk about? It talks about that it will have 230 questions to be done in under 4 hours. You can give it online or offline. It depends on you. There are multiple questions type. You can get a multiple choice question where you have to choose one answer for several options. You might have a multiple response, match the following, hotspot, or a fill in the blanks. When you are doing online, you have 2 10-minute breaks which are optional. However, if you're doing it physically in offline center, there are no break. The time starts and ends. So if you have to go to the washroom, if you have to take a break, a snack break, your clock continues counting. And I think that's a key takeaway. So what we are saying is, it's not even 230 minutes or 180 questions. It's, let's take away 2 washroom breaks, maybe a small snack break. You're taking away 20 minutes from this 230. So you technically have 210 minutes for 180 questions. So that increases the extra seconds you have on each questions a lot more. We move to the next part of this video, which is about how to prepare, or what's a study plan that I can opt for. Now, before we dive into the study plan, which is on the screen, I would like to say study plan is like you're driving a car. You know, the seat of the car, the height of the car, the angle of the seat, the backrest, the headrest, the angle of the steering, the mirrors, everything depends on your requirement. So do not go just copy paste somebody else's study plan. It will not work for you. What you got to do is have a default study plan and consider it again a project. You know, a project is something that you begin with a plan, but your end goal is always in sight. How you achieve keeps on changing. How you achieve is not really important than achieving the goal. So what's important for you is when you start with a study plan, keep it flexible. You know, we all are busy professionals. There's one thing I always tell everyone, that usually it's been really long. I would say 4 or 5 years when you last picked up a book and you started reading and try to understand. I'm telling you, the moment you pick up a book, you have 100 other things that you will think of which are due. You got to go service your car, you have to address a phone call, you have to call somebody really important, you have to send a message, and 100 other things that will come to your mind. So it takes time. Don't get frustrated. You create a plan, a study plan, as a framework, and as you go along, start tweaking it. You start with assuming that you have 3 hours a day, and if you're not able to spend 3 hours a day through the entire week, don't get frustrated. Don't beat yourself down. That's because you're not used to sitting 3 hours a day. So that's already a tall ask from yourself. And then sitting down for 3 hours and studying something new is another level it's another level. So don't beat yourself down. If you're not able to sit for 3 hours for a week, give it a try, and then you look back and assess, feedback yourself to say, how many hours can I sit? It could be 2 hours, it could be 1.5, it could be to say I can only sit for half an hour where I can really give some quality time to project management. Then that becomes your plan. What I've also seen in the past for a lot of students is they start small, but slowly you start catching up. What I'm saying is, you start with half an hour a day for a week, and then you don't add another half an hour. That's going to take a bunch of your time. Add another 15 minutes, and then 15 minutes. All by the end of the month, you're spending 2 hours a day on project management. So I'm giving you a default study plan. What I'm saying is, you start with a very, very high level quick browsing of PMBOK. PMBOK is a thick book if you have it offline. If you have it online, you will see it has around 400-500 pages. It's very technical. It's not easy to read. You will feel drowsy. You will feel sleepy. You will think of everything else rather than reading the book. So concentrate back again. Go through the book at a very high level. Skim through it. Just go through the pages. Take a notepad and pen. Keep it handy. Write down what's surprising to you, what's new that you have learned that day. Just keep scribbling down. Do a 2-week quick study. 2 weeks again, basis your time availability. Then you go into a 4-week mode of deep dive, page by page, chapter by chapter, refreshing, rehashing your notes. And then what I recommend is you do the PMBOK once again, just bringing everything together of what you have learned in the past 6 weeks. Your mind is kind of creating the entire mind map. So you're just filling it again to say, if you miss something, this is how it works. The way project management body of knowledge is designed is, as you go through the chapters, some of the things will start getting clearer, which you had learned in the first or second chapter. So you may want to go back and read those chapters. There are some chapters which may not be very straightforward for you because you don't have experience in project management. Vice versa as well. There could be some chapters which are tough for you because you have done project management, and on ground in your organization it is managed differently, and that's why you're not able to connect the dots. So take your time, go through another 2 weeks of just adding all that you have learned from PMBOK and just bringing everything together, and then go for mock tests. There are many mock tests available. Again, I have included some links here, some on my LinkedIn page. So go ahead, give blind mocks at this stage, 3-4 mocks, just to assess how long it takes for you to complete all the questions, what are the scores that you're getting, and then you analyze to say what chapters am I low at, and you go back, refresh those chapters, be mentally ready, and then give another set of 3 to 4 mocks, which will really tell you how strong you are. I'm telling you, if the last set of 3-4 mocks, if you started scoring above 80, you are absolutely good to go. All you need is now a confidence and someone to push to go give the exams.
Now we come to the next portion of this video, what to do on the day of the exam. Now this is the most important day you've been waiting for. And this is where everything that you have learned, your application, your preparation, the mocks, all the support from the mentor comes together. If you're giving the exam in a test center, ensure you arrive early and you carry all your documentation. This is, I think, the easy part. One of the most important things, and I would say this is a golden rule that I would suggest you follow, is to sit down and give the mocks in one single go. When you look at the questions in the mock, you'll realize that the questions are really, really big. They are almost as big as a full paragraph. And the early sessions, early hours are very easy. The first hour, second hour. By the third hour, the brain starts to start giving up. Your numbers or your paragraphs will start dancing. That's primarily because the brain is not used to sitting for 4 hours and thinking so hard. You don't want to let down yourself in the last hour, and that's exactly what you have to prepare when you give mock, sitting for 4 hours and being able to think clearly on the first question as well as the last question. What that means is for you to think clearly on the first minute, first 5 minutes, exactly the same, and carry that energy till the end of 4 hours. So even in the last 5 minutes, when you're addressing a question, you should have the same clear thought process, same energy, which is not easy. And that's one of the biggest failure points I have seen for aspirants who fail PMP. So ensure you get used to sitting for 4 hours, thinking 4 hours, and this will come from giving multiple mocks. And mocks are available in abundance, so ensure that you give a try and you have at least given 4 to 5 mocks towards the last 1 week or 2 week before the exam, where you have been sitting and you're scoring about 80 percentile from the mocks. And of course, using a break wisely will really help keep yourself recharged till the last minute. Good luck, keep these things handy, and I'm sure you're going to pass the PMP exam flawlessly.
I'm including links for all that we spoke about, and I'll continue to update the link. So do like and subscribe to the channel. If possible, go to LinkedIn. Go ahead and connect with me. Subscribe to my newsletter. Last but not the least, a very key important aspect of being a PMP or you becoming a PMP is finding a mentor. Having a mentor is really, really important because he or she could be that one person who will push you to give exams, who will help you to understand concepts in a very layman or a simple term. So go ahead, I would say LinkedIn is a great place to find mentors. I use the hack, a 10% hack, that if I find 10 people who are PMP and I send a hi message, I bet 2 of them will respond and 1 of them will be ready to help you. And he or she could be a mentor. Start the game, start the discussion with the mentor. Be okay with changing the mentor early in the game, but not after that. So what I'm saying is, if you don't click with the mentor doesn't have a lot of time to spare with you, or on a regular interval, she is not able to connect with you. Go ahead, change your mentor at that point in time from the beginning itself. But once you start, try to stick around with one single mentor because their understanding or the way they tell you the concepts is consistent. When I say you like the mentor, is because the way they talk, the way they explain the concept starts clicking with you, and that's when you say, oh, this is a good mentor. So find a mentor very early during the game of preparation towards a PMP, and that will go a long way for you in clarifying, in really helping you understand the concept and making the entire process smooth. I have included everything in the YouTube video as well as on my LinkedIn newsletter page. So go ahead, give a like, subscribe, and I'll be more than happy if you want to say hi on LinkedIn. I'll be happy to mentor you through your project management journey. I have also included some latest links from PMI where the entire course structure or the exam questions have been put into ChatGPT. You can just click on the link, it takes you to ChatGPT, it'll throw a question at you, you can give the answer, it'll tell you it's the right answer, wrong answer with an explanation. You can continue this game. So they have kind of gamified the entire project management PMP exam structure. Absolutely great. A link for that is included. I have also included some link where more gamification is in play, and I am a person, I personally feel that you should hack it out. You should be playing a game, not really cramming things in your mind. And that reminds me, I've also written a book. The book is called Hacking Project Management. I bet you are not surprised. So I'm including all these links, and I'll continue. So this is going to be a living document. This is going to be a living video for you. So I'm going to continue add more content. So be with me. With that, I'll bring this video to a closure. I hope you really enjoyed and found some really good inputs and hacks towards becoming a PMP certified project manager. And I'll see you on the other side of the table when you have PMP certified added to your name.